notion of free will is one of those psychological categories that Paul thought a lot about. And it turns out that people have very different ideas about what it would be to have free will. Now, if you ask just regular folks, farmers and fishermen and carpenters and so on, they say, well, if you freely made a decision, then you intended to do what you did, and you knew what you were doing, and you could have done otherwise. And then there are other people who say, no. If you made a decision or a choice and it was free, there had to be no causes of that choice. You mean nobody forced me? No, they say. No causes even within your own brain. So this has made for a lot of confusion, because then people wanted to say, well, in that causal vacuum sense, there probably is no such thing as free will because the brain is a causal machine. However, in the other sense of intending and making a decision and suppressing other possibilities, of course that's real. And to separate out all of that, it seems like a very good way to do it is to think that what we should be talking about maybe isn't free will at all, because it just causes all these linguistic problems. Maybe the really fruitful and rewarding concept is the notion of self-control. And there we do have an idea of particular brain regions, very ancient some of them, very much newer others of them, that cooperate and interact in order to suppress certain impulses that would be unproductive, for example, to be able to defer gratification, that is, to forego an immediate reward in order to get a bigger, better, later reward. Those things require self-control. And we know that mammals in general have self-control, not just us, but rats and dogs and many things. And that self-control also can be structured as we learn, as we are rewarded for suppressing an inappropriate impulse, for example, or as we are scolded for expressing an inappropriate impulse. So we know now that there are certain very fundamental circuits in the brainstem and in the cortex that integrate information and that are crucially involved in things like suppressing inappropriate impulses, deferring gratification, and not just sort of giving in to whim or giving in to an impulse.